chance of her sleeping with my friend is less than 0.
What's up with his best friend?
I'm not going to be in this relationship if you want to continue talking to your ex.
Well, it's sexist for me to pay for everything, isn't it, you bimbo?
Oh, I hate that.
That's it, she's not getting wifed up, bruv.
Girl cries in front of me, I said, you keep crying, I'm gonna you.
I just want his personality to be more likable. It's fake.
You see what I mean? You're a As requested from the last video, I am here with the much anticipated, or not so much anticipated from one of the comments, my beautiful girlfriend. The comments are going to be the judge of that. A lot of the content recently has just been Tate videos, so I'm going to start switching it up. Hence I've got this one here with me. That was a bad voice crack. I'm going to get my mum back in, obviously, so if you don't like this bitch, then my mum will be back for the next videos. I've got some podcasts on the way, and I will be reacting to some different stuff, not just Tate. Obviously, do you like Tate, first off? What's your opinion on Tate?
So, before I actually met Reese, I absolutely hated him. And obviously, due to my algorithms, due to what I'm being shown on TikTok, it was a lot of Tate's bad, he's horrible, he's gross, like blah, blah, blah. And I actually nearly didn't go out with him because I knew he was a Tate supporter. I think you heard about that in the last video.
Yeah, now here we are, and she's Tate's biggest fan.
No, I'm not. I like how Reese treats me. He's protective and shut up. He's strong and he's masculine.
Oh, keep going, babe. I'm listening. Keep going.
And if Tate taught him to be those things, then I don't absolutely hate him, but I'm still not his biggest fan.
So now we're going to listen to some clips to see if we can change your opinion.
My mind is open. I'm ready.
Okay, here's a good clip. So we're going.
What are your thoughts on girls who get with the guy's friend right after ending things with him?
Homie hoppers.
I think that's the man's fault.
I didn't see that coming at all.
Well, I ended things with a guy, and then I started dating his friend.
It's all men's fault, and I'll tell you why. I could have the most beautiful girlfriend in the world. Me and her could break up, and the chance of her sleeping with my friend is less than 0. If you're the kind of man who's rolling with men who will fuck your girl after you split up with her, then you deserve everything that happens to you. Me and my friends, the things we've been through, it's been life or fucking death. And if I have people beside me who will literally take a bullet for me, take a knife for me, we're gonna fight outnumbered, side by side soldiers, they're not gonna fucking go behind my back for a little bit of pussy. Any man who would snake his boy for a girl is the kind of guy who has the kind of friends who I wouldn't even associate.
I actually agree with that, to be fair. Like, it's the guy's responsibility not to sleep with this girl, but obviously I think it's a really, really fucked up. This whole culture of like, oh, I'll go fuck his friend if he breaks up with me, like I'll go hurt him even more. This pettiness after breakups, no one can just be mature about it. No one can just say, okay, you know what, the relationship ended, that's it, it's time to move on. Unless he did something really, really, really horrible, like cheated.
But I do think the way you internalise what happens to you is a big factor of your character.
And there's like a whole culture, and I don't understand it, where girls are not holding each other accountable for actions which, if a man did, they would be very much slated, very much called out. If you would go on TikTok and see a girl being like, oh yeah, he broke up with me, so I slept with his best friend, a lot of girls in that comment section will be like, oh yes, you go queen, like yes, pop off sis. But if a dude was to say like, this girl broke up with me, I went and slept with her best friend, a lot of the women in the comments would be
say
like,
the opposite.
That's disgusting, like why would you do that? I just feel like it works both ways.
There's a whole thing about equality, and as I say, I feel like the whole idea of feminism has been tainted. When you look at the definition of feminism, it is a human being that believes in equal rights for women, and I think most reasonable people believe in equal rights for women. I do, most people do. But I wouldn't call myself a feminist, particularly in this day and age, because of the connotations added to it. However, I'd be the first person to stand up. If women didn't get the right to vote anymore, they couldn't drive, or they had this, I'd be the first person out there. But I'm not going to sit... I know, Snapchat. Oh, you want water? But as I say, I'm not going to sit and label myself and adhere to that culture because of the you know...
Really scared people are going to Photoshop this into something else.
I'll do it if they don't. So do your best bet and send it to me on Twitter. Add me on Twitter and do your best.
Please no, my university will probably see that.
As I say, most people would consider themselves traditional feminists, perhaps not modern progressive feminists, whereas I think men and women should be treated with equity, not equality, because you can't be equal and different. That just doesn't happen. We should have equal opportunities, but we should be treated fairly, not the same. Because there's certain situations where men should be treated with more reverence, and there's certain situations where women should be treated with more reverence, and they're particularly better in certain fields. So equity over equality.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, no,
Next clip. This is just a quick one.
Okay.
Girl cries in front of me, I said, you keep crying, I'm gonna fuck you. I'm telling you, stop crying, I'm gonna get fucked. Make a joke of it. She's sitting there, before you know she's getting fucked. That's the game, my God.
What do you think of that, babe?
Oh, I hate that.
Do you not like that?
I absolutely hate it. But me as a woman, I am very sensitive, and when I cry, I like what you do, where you just hold me and you like hug me and you get me really close and it helps me to calm down. I don't want to be fucked whilst I'm like sobbing.
Sounds good, to be honest. That is you just developed a fetish perhaps. Anyways, next video.
If a man feels respected, he's happy, and if a man doesn't feel respected, either by his wife or society or whatever, he's miserable. I believe that respect is that important for men. This is why men would go to war and charge down a battlefield and survive for a piece of ribbon. Respect. Men want to feel respected. This is why men want a fast car. It's why they want hot girls. It's why they want muscles. It's why they want money. It's all about feeling respected. If you feel respected as a man, if people look at you and go, yeah, he's a man, you're a happy guy.
What do you think about that?
Right, so the thing that he said about war I don't agree with. You know, people don't just fight in war for respect. Men wouldn't go through a whole war just for a little piece of ribbon, would they? They'd go to war.
I don't think it's... Okay, you're taking it too literally. It's not the physical, tangible, look, this is a piece of ribbon. It's the honour of having fought for your country, of having defended your family.
Yeah, see, that's
what
the
he's
way
trying
he
to say.
could have that's the way he could have phrased it. I feel like a lot of the problems with Tate is, especially in his older content, he phrases things so horribly.
Do you not think...
And a lot of it he does for shock value.
Of
and
course.
then when his clips get taken out of context, people are like, oh, why don't people like him?
Do you think it's a fair analysis for a lot of people that genuinely hate Tate to make their decisions based on out of context clips they've seen of him, as opposed to watching full content in its entirety?
To be honest, I feel like all opinions, whether they're on Tate or not, should be fully researched. And if somebody does all their research, looks at all the clips in context,
Then you're entitled to your opinion.
Then if they say, okay, I don't like him, fair enough, that is perfectly okay. And in terms of men feeling respected, it's true. So for example, with Reese, his is don't go clubbing without me, no skimpy outfits.
No guy friends.
No guy friends.
No hanging out with men.
No hanging out with
talking
men.
to guys. Even as casual to get attention. None of that shit doesn't happen. What's your standards? Because to be fair, I always act in a certain way that I know is contingent to a healthy relationship. Because if I'm the leader of the relationship, I need to know how to operate it. And that's from my side and your side. So I don't feel like I've done anything that's crossed the line or perhaps tested those boundaries. I've just set mine because, as I say, not only just female nature but human nature is to take advantage of people that don't have that leverage point. So if you told me I'm going to be here no matter what, you can go fuck another girl, I'll be loyal to you as well, I'm here, I'm going to love you forever, even if I'm not a cheat, do you not think that's then going to give me more of an incentive, or it's going to put that seed in my mind to, well, I can. It's giving me the option. Now, you're not putting yourself in a good position for me to then not cheat. If you don't want me to cheat, you have to lay down a negotiating point.
So ideally,
if you cheat, I'm gone, done, there's nothing. And she knows that. There's certain boundaries that any of those things, there's no negotiating. That's it, boom, gone. So for you to be with me, you have to respect me. That's why I'm happy. And then if I'm happy, the relationship's happy because I'm leading it and I'm in control of it rationally. Therefore, you have to respect me because I won't tolerate disrespect. And if you disrespect me, you'll be gone. So you'll either respect me or you're not with me. So if you're with me, you have to respect me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Whereas if I accept and tolerate disrespect, then that means I'm given two options. I'm saying, you respect me, please. That's what a lot of guys I feel mess up on. I feel like a lot of problems that happen within relationships, or even what women do, is because of the man's fault. Because if you allow it to happen, what you allow is what will continue. So if you allow something to happen, it's going to continue. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You have to have a negotiating point, particularly as a man, because women will just test your boundaries, test your masculinity, push to see how far they can get you.
Yeah, to be fair, that is what happened with me a lot of my relationships, where I was given a lot of leeway, a lot of freedom. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I like to take the piss.
But
I like to take the piss.
You can only take the piss, and that's not even just at the fault of your own.
Yeah, but then again, he was like a lot of the guys I was with, they would take the piss as well. I remember being with a guy, literally crying in front of him. I was like, please block your ex on Snap, like please stop talking to her. And he was like, no, and you're gonna deal with it. And I was just like, okay.
But then you stayed, so he now feels, although it's a dickish move and he shouldn't have done it, whatever.
As you said, what will
he
allow?
did it.
Yeah, what
you allowed it.
That's what will continue.
If you said, if you just said, look, even after you cried, because you're emotional, you're a woman, you're gonna get emotional. But as I say, even if after you cried, you said, look, I'm not gonna be in this relationship if you want to continue talking to your ex. So you either remove her right now and walking out the door. Then you're testing his bluff, because he might have said that and not really been down with it, but you allowed it and was. So then he's got the leverage, he's got the power now. He feels like, okay, I can do what I want. Whereas if you put it on him, he then has to go, fuck, is she testing me? And then he goes, fine, walk out. And you go, see ya. You walk out, you never message him again. There's two ways. Either you walk away with your dignity, know that you didn't get disrespected, or he's going to give up his ex, change his ways, and he's going to act accordingly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, right. I just realised my brothers are going to love seeing me in this video, like agreeing with some
Big
of
up
Tate's
Sebastian,
clips.
big up Sonny, both G's, bro. Sebastian actually has, can I say he has a tattoo?
It's fake. We found out it's fake.
You're a bruv. He had a tattoo of a dragon and he said it was for Tate, and now I'm fucking annoyed because it's fake. Talking about respect, this and the allowing things, this is a good clip to go.
what she said about I tried to be the nice girl and got taken advantage of. Human nature is to take advantage of people who are too pussy. That's human nature. That's not about man and woman, right? If you're too pussy for your man, he's gonna take advantage of you. If a man's too pussy for a woman, he can take advantage. If we're too pussy to the government, they'll take advantage for getting 4 injections. That's how the world goes, right? So that's even about man and woman. That's human nature. You have to have boundaries as an individual. So I think it's a lot of these debates, a lot of these things, people get confused. They're like, men say men do this, women do this. People do that.
Yeah, as we said, what you allow is what will continue. If you don't have firm boundaries with people, they're just going to take the piss and they're going to walk all over you.
And as I say, it depends to a degree, because as I say, I'm a very honourable individual. I don't like to cheat. I'm not a liar. I'm not a coward. I have honour. I have dignity, integrity, as you can obviously see.
I'm a dolphin.
Actually, as a dolphin, but with certain girls I've spoke to before, I've been able to talk to loads of girls or be with loads of girls at the same time, whatever, and I'm honest with them, and they might even go, yeah, but I don't really like it, but it's like, I don't owe you anything, we're not together, so I can do what I want. And if I don't have to abide by your boundary and you're still going to give me what I want, why I cannot physically show you respect.
Well, this is another thing though, it's human nature also to go for the thing that's not interested in you. And a lot of girls will find men who don't want anything more, they don't want a commitment, and they'll be like, oh, I can fix him, I can change him.
They want what they can't have.
But all it's doing is just wasting their time. And honestly, like, girls, you're worth like so much more than that. You're worth more than going after men.
Not all of them.
Who do not want commitment, who do not want you.
Okay, not want commitment, but then do you think the girls that just advertise themselves and sleep with loads of people and they're just like open and they don't really have any just honour or dignity as an individual, like you just go, that's not a woman, that's just like, you're just playing games, you're a little girl, you're just a bit of a slut, like sort yourself out, do you know what I mean? Those girls, again, you attract the energy you put out. So if you're putting out that energy of being promiscuous and doing whatever, you can't then have the same double standard and go, I need to be treated like a queen and don't objectify me, but I'm going to post a picture of my arse on Instagram and then go have a hoe phase and go in the club every weekend, but also I want the traditional value, you pay for the bill. Come on, you can't have both.
I think there are some double standards. Like, for example, when we go out, I believe in equality for females, so I will pay for the bill some of the time.
Whereas, as I say, if I take you out, if I treat you, we go out anywhere, I'll be the first one to put my wallet and go, right, I'm paying.
Yeah.
And usually you'll go, that's fine, and you'll just comply and let me pay without arguing. But as I say,
because I like to keep money.
And you're a submissive queen. Just cute.
I love this song.
So I'll break it up.
I love that so much because I love bears. I love animals.
Talking of bears, where is it?
Where is it?
There you go.
This is our bear. This is our child. It's Reese's bear. I got it for him when he was sick.
See, good girlfriend, mate.
Men deserve bears and flowers, even though they're like more.
Yeah, I've never received flowers ever from a female.
You should. I think men deserve to be treated, mate.
I know.
Like,
one day, I wish there'd just be a beautiful girl that would bring me flowers, and I go, oh, but hey, it's never happened yet. So
I'll bring you flowers, baby.
Oh, will you?
Yeah, I'll bring you flowers.
Babe, that's so thoughtful of you.
Thank you so much
for
the very subtle hint, babe.
What hint?
When the shit hits the fan, when they need soldiers to go die in a war, when they need firemen to charge into a burning building, when they need police officers to hopefully save children in a school shooting and not just stand outside, when they need real men to go do real things, then they want the men who are brave, who are masculine, who have tenets of masculinity, who have honor, who have duty, then they want us. But as soon as they don't want us to go risk our lives to protect them, they say we're not allowed opinion, we're not allowed to think, we're not allowed to talk, and we should be depersoned and deleted. They try and use us.
Right, so I actually have a lot to say. One, a lot of the reason that women couldn't fight in war was because they weren't allowed, because they were forced to be at home with the kids.
It's not really being forced, is it? It's doing your normal duties as a parent, although you're getting the safer option. Men were the one who were forced into the war. They didn't get a choice to stay home.
I believe it should be a choice, though.
I think it should, but also at the same time, I think, as I say, men have honour and duty, and they should be the ones to protect the women and children. Same reason it's the women and children first on the lifeboat. Same as the reason men fight in wars.
You know, when people say women's place is at home, who decided that women shouldn't go to work? Like,
nature.
That shouldn't be women's role.
Nature.
Okay.
So even just within nature of gorillas, right, our predecessors, our ancestors per se, the women are the bearers of children, and they're more nurturing, and therefore they take care of the children, and then the alpha goes off, gets other women, and they fight and they protect the pack, and it's the women that protect the children. That's how it works.
Women don't respect men anymore. Men don't really want the women besides for a one-night stand. No one's having children. No one's having families. No one's satisfied or fulfilled, which is why they want to take drugs and do stupid things and degenerate themselves. And everything spirals into the other, right? Humans need higher purpose.
Right, I love the music that's playing in the background, by the way. So humans are always searching for purpose, it's true. And that's why we have religion, I feel like. Religion is a lot of people searching for purpose, searching for meaning. Why will we put here?
I'm talking about someone who does not believe in purpose and is purely hedonistic in their approach to life. They seek pleasure over purpose.
That is how I feel Tate is sometimes, though, just purely hedonistic, because he gets a lot of money and then spends that money on like Lamborghinis.
So what's he supposed to do with his money? Make money, earn loads of money, and then sit there and go, look, I have loads of money, but I'm humble because I'm not going to spend it. Or should he just enjoy his money? Because he does have...
I know he has a few charities. I know he set up a few charities.
And he has an orphanage that he set up, and he helps with stray dogs, and he helps with women's charities and abuse charities. He's also doing good with his money, but also he's allowed to spend his money on what the fuck he wants. Right, well, of course he can enjoy himself. He has a higher purpose. He said, if I'm just hedonistic, I don't have to be on the internet. I could just fuck off, go on a yacht, fuck women, enjoy my life, and just that. But he said there's no fulfillment in that. Hedonism is just a dark hole. That's where you need a sense of purpose. And he said his purpose is to encourage people to think freely, to break out the matrix, to make money, to help men and women become better individuals.
Yeah, that's his purpose. Everybody needs purpose.
So why are you saying he's hedonistic? Just because he has certain pleasures within the money he earned from himself?
Well, I mean, a lot of my opinions were formed before I saw clips of him, before I really knew him as a person. And that's kind of the lifestyle that he promotes in quite a lot of his videos.
Of course,
as well.
But do you not think it's people, particularly men, can interpret that as...
I just want his personality to be more likeable.
He's very likeable.
I'm being fair. He's funny. He's not likeable to me. To me, I don't find him likeable.
That's your opinion.
That is my opinion.
A lot of people find him likeable, including me.
And that's your opinion, and I respect your opinion.
Okay.
Everybody needs purpose, even if we weren't put here for a religious reason, which I don't think we were.
Do you not believe that religion, if it brings people together and detracts them away from degeneracy and hedonism, and it gives them a sense of purpose and a higher power to believe in, that I'm sort of an agnostic atheist. I don't believe God's real, but I'm not saying he doesn't exist because there's no evidence. I'm just like in the middle. I don't really care. But if I was to choose a religion, it would be Islam, because of the such strict rules they have and the values they have.
Brings us together, but also drives us apart.
It doesn't bring us apart at all. It only brings people together. It's the people at the top that use race, religion, colour, sexuality, creed, men, women, whatever. They use those things as a tool to divide people further. The religion is fine until people come along and go, yeah, but this religion. Yeah, but if you do that, then you agree with me. But then you hate me because of this.
And everyone thinks that their God is like the best God. They feel like their God's the main man. So if somebody doesn't believe in their God, they're automatically sinners. I think that's correct. I feel like if there is a God, he has many different forms. He could be Allah. He could be pagan gods. He could be like a pagan God.
What the fuck is that? Pagan, as far as I'm concerned, from where I'm from, is like... You're a dickhead, bruv. You're a pagan. So I don't know why I go on for these
pagans have multiple gods.
But if it gives people a sense of purpose, regardless if it's real, regardless of what you believe in, if it brings community together, gives people purpose,
it's perfectly alright.
It keeps people away from degeneracy and criminal activity.
It's like you said with...
There's a sense of responsibility, like he's watching me, I've got to do well.
It's like you said with your views about transgender people or gay people. It's fine, just don't force it down my throat.
Same with religion. I can give a fuck if you want to be religious, but then when you start getting Jehovah's Witnesses that knock on your door and go, excuse me, do you want to be religious? Excuse me, let's talk to you about God. That's when you build resentment to the religion, or that's when you build resentment to those people.
And it attaches... inside, we used to play like games together.
I don't know why I go on for your childhood, but then it attaches a certain bias, and that's where people don't like it. So it's the same with the transgender thing. I really don't care what you do. If you want to go chop off your dick, if you want to sleep with men, if you want to identify as an octopus, I don't really care. Once you start coming to kids' schools and putting it over social media and encouraging that life-changing behaviour or sexuality on children, it's the same premise. That's when people go, fuck you, and it attaches a stigma and they don't like them. And I think overall, sexuality should be private. If you're gay, that's fine, go men. Don't tell me about it, because now I'm not even homophobic. You're just an annoying person. You don't have to make it so everything and force it down people's throat and be like, oh, I'm gay, by the way, no. Just be gay, suck dick, and leave me alone. Don't come into my school to tell my kids, yo, his LGBT posters. Why should that be up in a maths classroom? Because it's indoctrination, it's propaganda. It should not be in a classroom.
People just deserve to be accepted for who they are, and people deserve to be proud
but not
of
forced.
Who they are. That's why we have Pride. And I feel like a lot of what you're talking about is maybe people around Pride Month.
But I feel the same way about Black History Month. I believe in black rights.
On.
I literally believe in equal rights. I believe in celebrating history, but I don't think it should be delegated to a month. I think it was an interview with Morgan Freeman, I can play it here, but he was saying the same thing about the way we stop racism is stop talking about it. And also, he said, I don't want a Black History Month. He's a black man himself. He said, I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history. Why shouldn't it just be celebrated in general? Everyone should have the right to do what they want, just don't force it down people's throats. Everyone should have the right to be their own religion, their own sexuality, do what you want. As long as you don't interfere with other people, you don't try and tread on people's toes, and you accept accept people for what they want, as long as it's not degenerate or criminal or really morally objectionable. Everyone should live peacefully, but people don't. People think it's my religion, it's my sexuality, it's my thing, and either I'm right and no one else is right, or I'm right, so therefore everyone has to learn about what I'm doing.
Women should clean up. Not only should women clean up, women should clean up unprompted. And I'm going to tell you why.
You're a good girl.
It's very, very simple. I pay for things unprompted. You don't have to ask me to pay for shit. If we go for dinner, I'll get my wallet out, pay at the end. Don't even check the price of the bill. My card always works. I pay for everything instantly, as a man should. So when you walk into a house and you see mess, why is your lazy ass not doing the right thing and start picking and cleaning shit up? If you're sitting there going, that's sexist. Well, it's sexist for me to fucking pay for everything, isn't it, you fucking bimbo?
Right, and then you wonder why I don't like him.
Is he not correct? What? You see what I mean? You're emotionally reactive to low-level dumb shit about how he said it and not what he said. Because what he says after that was cut out of the context is that, okay, if it's sexist, I'll stay home and I'll clean everything. And you can go out and pay for all the bills. Oh wait, being successful and becoming rich is way harder than just fucking doing some dishes. So what's your final ratings on Tate regarding women?
Some of his things, they're good, they're correct. Some of them, the thing about respect, the thing about what you allow is what will continue. Some of the things, though, I think maybe he says for shock value, which maybe makes him.
Or does he just tell the truth and you're shocked by it?
Respect for him.
Or does he just talk shit with value and you're shocked by the truth? There's a difference between it being shock value.
There's a way in which you can talk and not say you fucking bimbo. I feel like there are ways in which you can say that and they won't be.
But why should we walk around the planet and go, you can't say this and I say it nicely just because this person might get offended, but then there's going to be a large contingent of the population and go, you're just a soft, weak ass piece of shit. Tell the truth. Come on, let's be harsh.
But you see women on TikTok that do that and you're like, shut the fuck up, you bitch.
It's not what they're doing. It's their attitude towards it. They can have their opinion, but it's the way they do it. It's just simply unattractive to men. When you're sitting there, what? You want chewing gum? You're a fucking weirdo. Anyways, do you think, though, you are more offended by how he says things and not what he says?
In some context, yes.
You think it's offensive to call people bimbos and whores, but what if they are a bimbo or a whore?
Then
can't we just be honest and tell the truth about life and people and everything in general and not be offended and cry about the littlest things? If you feel that you have the right to go through life and not be offended or not have anyone say or do anything that you don't like, how fucking arrogant is that? You just think you deserve to go through life and not be offended.
Alright then, Reese, you're a fat
Brilliant, there we go. Life goes on. I couldn't give a fuck.
Final rating on Tate, should I give him a number? Should I give him a number out of 10?
Out of 10. Drum roll.
I give Tate a 6.5 out of 10.
That's it, she's not getting wifed up, bruv.